People, people, people.
So listening, pay attention. Oh, yeah.
You're looking for capitals?
Come on. Objectives are on the board. Hello, Susie. Bye, Rhiannon.
Highgate Wood School in North London. 9L are about to start the novel Stone Cold, the story of a homeless boy, with English teacher Deborah Robinson.
I'd like to see your old book as well tomorrow, please.
Deborah is very experienced and has high expectations of her pupils, which can lead to frustration, especially with mixed ability groups.
The main bulk of this lesson is to introduce the novel Stone Cold. Now,
John Bayley's here to see if he can help.
3 objectives: to establish why some people become homeless, to try and empathise with the protagonist within the novel. To empathise is to what? To empathise is to what? What is to empathise? I find the students in this class are scared to take a risk with their responses. If I'm trying to empathise with you, what am I trying to do?
What does the word sound like?
If it's not a dead cert in their mind, they won't even
Yeah, it does sound like empathise.
have a go. Sounds like what are the eyes? It sounds like... It does sound like sympathise. And when you are sympathising with someone, what are you doing? Oh, I sympathise with you all. You had to go through those horrid tests last week. And the Macbeth... I feel your pain. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah? I can understand.
See, and when you got to it, when that child got it, what I like, and we'll see you doing this through the lesson, is when children get the right answer. I feel your pain.
Oh, I love it.
That's great. I like it, and you show that you like it.
We are going to try and empathise. Here's another word, with the protagonist. Has anyone heard that word before? Protagonist. What's the protagonist? All right. The protagonist is the main character.
If you're worried about some of the sludgy stuff, about how long it takes them to get stuff back, well, there are piles of techniques that you can use. You could have some words on the board and you could have some different meanings, or they could have a sort in cards on the desk in front of them, or you could get them into pairs and you could say every pair has to make a guess. But listen, I don't want to treat you like a novice when I'm saying this, because you've got a more important object, which is later on in the lesson. You want to get them talking.
Max, can you think of any other terms that are used to describe homeless people in a negative way? Give me 2 points from your group, please.
Tramps.
Right. Give me another one, dear.
Bums.
Bums. Why do you say bums? What image is created when you say bums?
Just
Bums. What does that word suggest? Bums.
tramps.
Tramps. Tramps and bums.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at, but you know, it's just if you say it over and over again, it kind of loses its impact in relation with the subject. Bums. Bums.
It's like, you see when you you go to the toilet, yeah, and like you do number 2.
Yeah.
It's dirty, isn't it?
Right.
It smells.
Right.
So they're comparing it
Right.
to the smell.
Thank
with
you.
The people.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking for that kind of expansion.
So you could make even more of that, couldn't you? She took the idea, she put it in words, she spread it out, makes me happy. Tell me why that was a good answer. She's pleased as punch, isn't
She is.
Yeah.
With homeless people.
And yeah, it is that elaboration that I'm looking for, and it is that risk that she took that I'm wanting to create in the classroom, that environment whereby this is English and this is about just broadening your perception about language and literature and associations. Boris, are you able to look at homelessness from a different angle and think, it's not just that, it could be that? Okay. Are you able to look at the whole idea from a different angle?
Yeah.
How so? i.e., when you first came in the class, did you think, oh boy, homelessness is that? Are you now able to say, but it could be because of this and this and this? Yeah. He should have been able to give me much more. He's not the strongest, but then he's not the weakest in that class, not by far.
Yeah.
He is an articulate student when he wants to be.
Okay, so it wasn't just that he was embarrassed.
No, not at all. Was that my doing? Was it a too high order question for him? I don't know, I think I might have thrown him there.
In Utopia, in your visionary classroom, what percentage of the time are the students talking and what percentage of the time are you talking?
Probably 70-30 student talk, 70 student talk. Because it's about them actively...
And right now, it's what?
Oh, there's an imbalance. I probably do a bit more talking. It's probably about 60-40-ish.
You look to me like you've taken it about as far as you can with teaching from the front and leading discussion. I wonder if we can share learning targets with students in the sense of saying, my ambition for the class by the end of this term is going to be, I want people answering me in extended sentences.
Yes.
I want people knowing the difference between factual answers and answers of comparison and answers of speculation.
Yeah.
And I want people able to comment on the quality of each other's answers. So you and they have a kind of joint vision.
In a mixed ability classroom, because right now I get that from my top set year 10 who are superb. I can ask one of my top set students a question and they will give me chapter and verse without me, well, but what about that, but what? You know, and I want that within my year 9 class.
Deborah suspects the lack of engagement may be linked to a wider problem affecting black boys. Paul Gabriel's a former pop musician who now works as a learning mentor.
Are you able to look at homelessness from a different angle?
John wants Paul to take a look at the tape of Deborah's lesson.
Are you able to look at the whole idea from a different angle?
Yeah.
How so? I'm like that with everyone. So if I'm like that with everyone, I'm like that with, you know, the lovely Crouch End girl that plays the violin over there, and I'm like that to the black boy who has come from Tottenham. Both of them are getting my drive and my inspiration and my passion, and that's what I worry about. That everyone should get that.
Yeah, and I think you're
you
right
know,
in saying
expectation.
that. They should get that expectation. That's right. But I would say the difference is that the white girl from Crouch End, she knows a little about Richard Lionheart, and she's already got something going. Her country was wealthy and they owned so much of the world, you know. But then the little black boy in an alien land, because this is me I'm talking about, in an alien land. I had a great schooling, love England, beautiful, you know, great friends, white and black and everything. But looking into my own history when I go backwards, it's like, it's murky. There's nothing there. You know, there's nothing that asks the student. You know, it does. You need to know where you're coming from, or you can't know where you're going. It's as simple as that.
But is that going to give them the confidence? Is that going to give little Boris the confidence to not respond with his monosyllabic answer? You know,
I don't know, because I was the same child. And as I got old, I don't know how it's going to work at this age, but when I realised that I had a voice, you know, was a black guy the first guy to do open heart surgery? I didn't know that. The traffic light, the steam engine, they're just little things, you know? And then it made me like, oh my gosh, like, I'm somebody.
So you're saying something stopping them, a possible barrier could be to do with self.
That's right. You need to know your history.
Nine are back with Deborah again.
Objectives, date, title, please. Hurry up.
Acting on John's advice, she's going to try new ways of drawing out extended answers.
We're going to do a very, very short role play in your pairs, all right? One person's going to be the interviewer, the other person is the homeless person. Interviewer, you need to ask the homeless person relevant questions that will evoke detailed responses. Homeless person, you need to really try and be vivid in your language about life on the streets. Jadine, example of a question that the interviewer might ask the homeless person.
Does he make a lot of money on street?
Does he make a lot of money on street? Exactly. Yeah, and if so, how? Yes? Boris, you get the idea? Another type of question.
How do they survive?
Yeah, we want to know about how they survive. Yes. Okay, go. Few minutes.
How did you become homeless? Yeah, you can say one
I done quite bad in school and was always getting chucked out. And I had an argument with my mum, so I ran away.
You had the argument with your mum, so you ran away. Do you have arguments with your mum now?
Yeah.
Do you run away?
No.
Right, can we be a bit more realistic? Who's the interviewer? Right.
How to survive?
The physical abuse had an effect on me, and as I grew up, I started to mug people.
Good.
And that's how I earn my money.
So it's kind of through mugging and your violence, because that's all you know. Good deal, dog. Right, and stop, please. Shh. Billy and Susie, can you start us off, please?
Are you ever embarrassed to be homeless?
You are sometimes when you bump into people who you know from your past, like friends who you used to go to school with, or family friends or teachers, but apart from that, as long as you don't know anyone, it's never that embarrassing.
Nice question, lovely question, thank you very much. Jadine, one question from you.
What was your worst experience?
Getting jacked by little youths of the most money I've ever made.
All right, what did you say? Getting jumped by little...
No, getting robbed.
Getting robbed by...
little youths from the most money I've ever made.
That's right. That happens in the book. That actually happens in the book. He makes all this money, he gets robbed. He's made his money on the street. All right. Thank you for your responses. Nice and brave.
Deborah and Paul are also trying to encourage greater participation from black boys.
What's the project you two are tasked
Well, I
with?
think if we get a group of young black students and we talk about history, and we do a class, you will see them talking and say, no, but I heard, you'll be like, it'll be too much. If you just
because they've never had that forum, and that's what we're trying to move towards, having a kind of open forum called a drop-in.
That same Boris, you have the same Boris and all the underachievers, and we say, right, but today we're going to talk about black suffering and civilization. They are going to go nuts.
And what this does is enable the student talk and gives them that kind of power to feel that what they have to say is relevant. They can then transfer that into their lessons and feel that I can do some public speaking, because that's what we're asking these students to do. We want to encourage and generate talk and ensure that these students feel a sense of value.